Welcome to Pretoria Prime. When a democracy starts dropping bombs without asking its own Congress, or anyone, it's not war, it's something deeper unraveling. On Judge Napolitano, Judging Freedom, January 5th, 2026, Professor Jeffrey Sachs. Venezuela and the Collapse of International Law exposes just how far that unraveling has gone. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people, and those in world history who have known freedom and then lost it have never known it again. That opening could not be more on the nose for what Professor Jeffrey Sachs told Judge Andrew Napolitano on January 5th, 2026. Andrew asked the blunt question, how can the United States government possibly justify what happened over the weekend in Venezuela under international law, under American law, or under the United States Constitution? Jeffrey answered, well, in my view, it cannot. He framed it as more than a policy error, as a constitutional and legal collapse. First, let me point out in the American Constitution, only the Congress has the power to declare war. And yet, he argues, the United States has launched a war to run Venezuela by presidential fiat. Those are not casual words. They accuse an administration of treating treaty obligations. Recall the UN Charter the US ratified in July 1945 as optional and Congress as a relic. When a congressman raised the question of constitutionality, Trump completely sneered at him. What's a Congress anyway? Sachs lists scope and scale. He says the US has bombed 7 countries in the past year, and that Trump has threatened 6 countries directly with the use of force: Venezuela, Colombia, Denmark, Mexico, Iran, Nigeria, and Cuba appear in his inventory. He lays motive bare. What Trump wants, in an operational sense, is control over Venezuela's oil. And he points out the immediate market reaction. Chevron shares soared, as the kind of detail that connects force to profit. What Sachs got right, and we should lock onto it, is the legal framing and the pattern. Treaties embedded in US law, Congress's war power, and the UN Charter's Article 2 and 4 are not ornamental, they are constraints. Calling attention to an accumulation of executive uses of force is precisely how you detect systemic change, not isolated incidents. What he missed, or left under-argued, is granular evidence tying each claimed bombing or threat to an explicit documented authorization or presidential order. Those links matter if the goal is accountability in courts or Congress. There are contradictions to interrogate. If our constitutional architecture still functions, why does the president act as if it does not? If these operations are meant to secure stability, why do historical patterns, Iraq, Libya, and other interventions, show instability as the norm, not the exception? Those patterns matter because they answer the harder civic questions Sachs raised without claiming to have all the proof. Who benefits? Who controls the silence? Who profits when law is sidelined? When violence abroad is normalized, the same normalization seeps home. Secrecy expands, oversight shrinks, liberties fray. Sachs calls this a breakdown of constitutional order. He calls it seen abroad as lawlessness. Those claims are allegations rooted in legal fact and empirical pattern. The remedy is equally plain. Scrutiny, not silence. Institutional courage, not deference, and a simple civic demand: make power answer to law and to the people. Because once freedom is surrendered under the pretext of security, it is very hard to regain. That's it, my friends. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. You can find more content on my Spotify and on YouTube under the handle @Pretoria Prime. Until we meet again, this was Scipio Americanus of Pretoria Prime News.